Last but definitely not least for today, we have the lovely Miss Sweetie. Miss Sweetie joins us from Oregon and has a big interest in astronomy, just in case you can't tell. She is the president of her local astronomy club, Hibiscus Coast Astronomy Society. Wow, that works hard. And has found teaching others her stargazing ways and science theme and vintage inspired outfits. Miss Sweetie made everything that she is currently wearing today. Her dress is made from the 1956 spring pattern. Who knows, she might have surprises in store. I feel like she just gave some out. Do I get something? Ooh, it has a pocket. Thank you, Miss Sweetie. To go with it. And she's ready to take us a little bit stargazing. I mean, it's dark enough outside to be able to do that. I just feel like it might be a little bit too cloudy, so she's brought it to us. Please welcome to the stage, Miss Sweetie.
Woo! Woohoo!
I'm not ready. She is ready now. I promise. My bad.
Woohoo!
My bad.
Good morning, class. Unfortunately, Miss Frizzle was unavailable today, so instead I'm your substitute teacher. I'm Miss Sweet Jean. Now, our lesson today is on constellations, within the night sky that we can see. So first of all, if you think of Scouts or you did Field Guide in the 90s, then you might recognise the pot they were always told about, which goes around the bottom and up the handle. But it's actually part of Orion. His belt becomes the bottom of the pot, and then the handle becomes his sword. I'm sure you guys understand what I'm trying to do there. Orion's an incredibly famous constellation, and unlike when you get an unsolicited sword photo, you do want to pull your binoculars out and have a closer look at his sword, because there's a beautiful nebula within it. At the end is also called the Jewel of Orion, clearly done by a male. But all great hunters need a companion. And so if you read Harry Potter, you might know the word Sirius. This is Sirius, the dog. It's the only constellation that actually looks like what it represents. Right at the tip of its nose is actually the star called Sirius. It's the brightest in the night sky. So if we flip him over and put him like this, so our constellations actually rise upside down because they were made by the ancient Greeks in the northern hemisphere. So everything's upside down for us, which is important to know. But every hunter needs to hunt something. You know, that's what they do. So Orion hunts the bull, Taurus. Now Taurus is actually quite an important constellation for us. Missy Moose, stop passing notes. So Taurus, who rises upside down, like this, actually has a cluster of stars right here on his shoulder. Now you might be wondering, well, why is that important? That has many names. It's Pleiades, the Seven Sisters, Mu Mu, Subaru, or Matariki, which is incredibly important to New Zealanders. So, I'm going to teach you a quick little way to actually find Matariki. So you go Orion's belt, you go across to the triangle, which is in the night sky, it's quite easy to find, and then across again to Matariki. Now, everybody knows Beyonce. To the left, all the clusters in the side to the left, So you go from the belt, you go to the left, and that's how you find Matariki.
Woohoo!
But, like all Greek myths, you need an enemy. And Orion's enemy is Scorpio. Now Scorpio is my personal favourite sort of constellation. He has a nice big red heart called Antares. It's a big red star. Mr. Sandy D, stop flirting with Miss Sandy D. I've told you this before. So Scorpio is actually tracing Orion. So you'll never see both of them at the same time in the night sky. They're always on opposite horizons. But we are in New Zealand. So there's the ever important Southern Cross. This never sets. Wherever you are in New Zealand, if you look to the south, you can always see this. There's only 3 constellations that we have that don't set. But over to the left again, off the Southern Cross, is something called the jewel box. Now, you might be like, well, jewel box, pretty stars. I'm not talking pretty stars, I'm talking beautiful greens, blues, reds, white stars. It looks like jewels. And it's incredibly beautiful, and it's worth getting your binoculars out or your telescope and having a closer look at it. Now, as I mentioned before, very briefly, put it the right way around. Ancient Greek men were the ones that came up with these constellations, and so they decided that a nice little straight line represents a female body, which is, questionable, but this is Andromeda, and Andromeda is important because over here is the closest galaxy to us. We are in the Milky Way, and that's the closest one to us. So you think about how big we feel, but we're in the solar system, which is then in the Milky Way, and then this is the next galaxy to us. But you might be wondering, why are stars important? And we do have these amazing stars in the shows tonight.
Woohoo!
And before I leave, there's something really important, because every good teacher needs to give you homework. Okay, so here's your homework. Miss Foxy Rocket, I hope you're writing this down. You're going to be a good student, please. Oh, letting the team down. Your homework is, if you're feeling a little bit sad, upset, or just a bit lonely, think about how you feel when you look at the stars. The stars are the building blocks of our universe. When they explode, that's what creates our atoms that build our universe. So when people say you are stardust, you actually are stardust. So whatever you feel about stars, how beautiful, majestic, amazing, wonderful they are, that's how you are, because you are made of stars. So you are just as beautiful and amazing and wonderful. And that's your homework.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Miss Sweet Jean. You say, wow. Now, Miss Sweet Jean made everything herself. Her swimwear, her dress, her panties, hat towel and star-shaped umbrella. She made her bag, which was then custom painted to be the moon, and her shoes were also custom painted. Such a shame about the weather, but at least she's covered. Gotta watch out for that rain. Thank you, Miss Sweet Jean. Miss Sweet Jean. The ruffles create an ombre with different tones of blue, and the body of the gown is made from silk taffeta. What can we say, Miss Sweet Jean? You light up our lives.
My tears are falling, 'cause you've taken her away. And though it really hurts me so, there's something that I've gotta say. Take good care.
Thank you, Miss Sweet Jean. All right, everyone. Judges have spoken. And we are proud to announce Miss PinUp New Zealand for 2021 is Miss Sweet Jean! Congratulations, Miss Sweet Jean. Can we please do another round of applause for all of our Miss PinUp New Zealand finalists for 2021? Can you please come up? Thank you.